Tommy just always clenched to Ghost and wanted him to be around to help him out with everything. And remember, also in season 5, Kanan was talking when they was in the car. He was like, Tommy always was looking for somebody to take care of him. That was your job. So the question is, now that we see Tommy in force, and you see all the moves that he's making in force, he's doing pretty good for himself for the most part, especially for him to come by himself to a whole new different city that he's not really familiar with and was able to pretty much create kind of an empire and turn the city to his control. He's doing pretty well. I mean, things it seems like things might be falling apart now, but could it be that maybe he always had that potential, but Ghost was holding him back? Or is it that he just learned from Ghost throughout all his time being with him, and now he's capable of being on his own? Let me see what y'all talking about. Ghost was going to get her other boyfriend too. He gave him that death stare. You ain't lying. You ain't lying, Ali. I remember that shit. He was looking at that man bad as hell. But that just goes to tell you he still was in love with her to a degree. He still loved her. And think about it. Cause I think look at how Ghost and Tasha was moving in season 6. Think about this. They were still working hard to keep Tariq together and stuff like that. The reason why they can after Angela was killed, her and Tasha could have, I mean, her and Ghost could have absolutely have rekindled, made amends, and gotten back together. Tasha didn't want to. She kept fighting against it. Even went against her mother's advice again, because her mother said, now that the other girl is out the picture, maybe you should make it work. Remember, she kept on saying he's still wandering around here like he wants to come back. She kept on trying to tell Tasha, you need to go back to your husband. But she didn't want to do it. She kept on talking about I'm gonna get even. Stupid. And this is before, Ghost ended up falling for Ramona. Why did he fall for Ramona? Because Ramona was supporting what he had going on. If you pay attention, both women that Ghost ended up choosing over Tasha was because they both was supporting what he was doing at the moment. Tasha was not. That was the issue. But yeah, she's definitely like when Ghost first talked to her about helping him out with the Tommy situation. Remember episode 1? He was saying, hold on, Tasha, this Tommy situation, it ain't going nowhere. And Tasha basically shot him down, was like, that's not her problem. Then told him she wanted a divorce. Ghost was such a selfish hypocrite when it came to Tasha. I can agree with that to a degree. He absolutely was a selfish hypocrite. I can agree with that. But still, it could have worked had she would have just went ahead and been like, you know what, fuck it. I got kids with the man. The man is balling. He got legit money coming in, and he's about to, and he got well. Now that's before the lieutenant governor thing ended up popping out, but still, he was legit now, rich with real estate money, nightclubs money. So I ain't got to worry about, you know, getting arrested and shit no more. I think, she should have just took that nigga. That was stupid of her. Fuck Terry Silver. That nigga went like Ghost told her. that nigga would know more what do you say? He would know more of a match for you than Sean was. Oh, Tasha, give me a fucking break. He would know more of a match for you than Sean was. Ah, shit. Somebody said, give me another apology segment. Tasha got punched. Goes Tasha gut punched goes when she told him to keep effing Angela till she say stop. How you figure that? Maybe shocked him a little bit, but Ghost made Dre cry and called the feds on him like 30 seconds later. Ghost never held Tommy back. The OG Power writers held him back. Book 4 Forest writers put Tommy on the same game Genie cheat codes as Kane. This nigga Michael, you better get your ass put out of here, nigga. Imagine if Terry Silver never got involved with Terry. Huh? Ramona and Angela were also independent. That was the appeal for Ghost too. He didn't see Tasha that way. No, bro, it ain't got nothing to do with the independent. I don't know why y'all keep trying to focus on that. They both were supportive of him. That's the way it was. It was not the fact that they were independent. In fact, sometimes independent women are fucking annoying. It ain't got nothing to do with that independent shit. It's the fact that Ramona was constantly elevating him. She believed in the nigga. Matter of fact, more proof to prove what I'm saying is the truth. Episode 610. It's like I'm pulling Bible scriptures on y'all. The power of Bible the power of Bible scriptures on y'all. That's trying to, go against my damn congregation right now. This is the Book of Power, episode 6. Season 6, episode 10. And Ghost said, when speaking to Angela, he said, Angela said, how is she? Ramona. And he said, she's not you. And she replied, he doesn't have to be. And Ghost replied, but she believed in me, just like you do. And end quote. So basically, what I'm telling you right now, Sister D, is that it was the support of Ramona that Ghost fell in love with. Had nothing to do with her being independent. He didn't mention to Angela in that hallucination saying, "Oh, she's a political strategist." Damn it, got stuck again. Stratenaire. He didn't mention none of that. What he talked about is that she believed in him and that she was supportive of him, which was the same shit Angela did for him. Had nothing to do with independency. I rest my case again. I know those scenes reading. I know those scene readings they did together were hilarious. Right. Hey. Yeah, I had to go pastor on them, man, on Sister D for a second. Tasha only loved Ghost. Angela Ramona loved James St. Patrick. That's a fact, Dexter. That's what my boy DeMarcus used to say. At some point, Angela stopped supporting him too. When was that? Angels had to die to see what Tasha say saw. Angela had to die to see what Tasha saw. I don't know what you mean by that. Not really. Everybody said Pastor Hickman. Oh, shit. Imagine if Terry Silver never got involved with Tasha and never came back. I wonder how things would have played out. She would have eventually went back to Ghost, probably. Shit. No, I don't think Tasha knew both sides. Tasha only knew Ghost. That's not true. The best way was how DeMarcus described it. Angie loved Jamie. Jamie was the young Ghost. Tasha loved Ghost. Ghost was the middle person. That who he became when his empire got to the height of things. And Ramona loved James. James is the political person. He's the politician. So no, that's not true. She never knew Jamie. That's the reason why she was never able. Cause if she knew Jamie, I think she would have been down with the nightclub life. She only knew him as a drug dealer. Because keep in mind, Angela knew Ghost before he became Ghost. Tasha never knew a life without Ghost. Because he was already Ghost. Because I'm pretty sure Tasha never met Breeze. So that means she only knew Ghost. I think Tasha saw both sides of him and ultimately he was Ghost. Angela saw the same in the end. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Y'all will maybe open that book back up. Or maybe start pulling out them scriptures. Exactly. Angela arrested him, didn't she? If we're talking about supportive. Well, that's the reason why if you pay attention in that same segment, I said Angela was his greatest betrayal. So I told you that's what made him fall for her, the support. But that once she figured out that he was actually ignorant as hell, she was like, "Hold on, this bad ignorant as hell." Because keep in mind, when she first fell for him, that's just like, come on, y'all ladies done been through this before. Y'all all done met a nigga that you thought was a good guy. In the beginning, he was able to cover up all of his flaws and stuff like that he does. He was able to, you know, charm you. He dignitized you and all that. Then later on, you figured out that he wouldn't shit. It's much harder for you to leave once he's already done dignitized you and did all that stuff for you and made you think he was a good guy. You can't just leave like that. Most of you guys don't have the ability of that. It's gonna take a while. And Angela was fell for the same damn trap. She thought he was Jamie. Then she later on figured out this man nigga is hell. That's Ghost. And she was constantly battling between it, trying to get Ghost to go back to Jamie. And that's why trying to open the book back up. I'm sorry, y'all. This is season 6, episode 10. And Angela said, I never would have been able to live that life with you. And that's basically that's when he was talking about. She was referring to him when he was saying that he missed her and that basically he was saying that he missed her and she's not that Ramona isn't Angela. And then also, Angela said, don't tell Aunt Ramona about the old neighborhood. She wouldn't understand. So I'm going to always have them quotes to support my argument. You know what I'm saying? Ghost never recovered from Raina's death. Yeah, he had a real hard time with that. Yeah, they repeating some of the stuff you be saying, Demarcus. Ramona wasn't in love with Ghost yet. He didn't even get to smash yet. Their short was cut very short before anything could happen. Ramona would have loved the Ghost side too. She had a gun in her face without any fear of death. She'd been with James types before. Yeah, you remember I made a video on there. I agree with that shit. So she kind of would have been able to handle it for sure. Also, I believe Ramona absolutely knew that he was Ghost too. She just didn't care because there's a couple of clues that kind of let you know that she knew what was up. She doesn't give a damn. And keep in mind, it's her job to do deep background checks on people like him. So she definitely knew. Tasha knew both personnels. The other personas, sorry. The other girls didn't. No, Tasha didn't. That's what I'm trying to tell you. She did. There's no way she could have because she didn't know him before he was a criminal. The only one that knew him before he was a criminal was Angela. So there's no way you don't have anything to support that argument. Tasha knew the businessman. Yeah, he was a businessman while he was a drug dealer. Tasha knew the businessman when he was the club owner and helped Ghost with the street stuff. Yeah, but Angela knew him when he was just in middle school carrying around his books and shit. That's the nigga that before all he got corrupt like that. I even wonder to make me believe. Cause remember, keep in mind, Ghost was broke during that time. It even makes me wonder: is it possible that maybe part of why Ghost got into the game is because he wanted to take care of Angela more? That might be part of what some of this shit was. We'll never know until Origins come out, but hey, Ghost and Jamie is like Batman and Bruce Wayne. Ghost and Batman are their true natures, and Bruce Wayne and Jamie are the disguise. Hmm. Stop going against the host. Everything he says is facts. Facts, man. Like they tried. They doing a good job. Just I know the Book of Power too good. Imagine if James would have crossed paths with Ramona ex-husband Ted Powell. I guess it would have been depending on when they crossed paths. Okay, so if she said don't tell Ramona about the neighborhood, how is Ramona more supportive if she doesn't really know him? Well, this is the thing. Angela told him not to tell her. They ain't got nothing to do with Ramona. And not even the real Angela told him that shit. It was a fucking ghost. And that would go towards, Ghost just not being honest. It still ain't got nothing to do with her being supportive. And like I said, I believe Ramona already knew that shit anyway. If you remember, if you haven't seen that video, I mean, go and check it out. It was a video I did about Ramona being Ghost's true soulmate. I told y'all in that video that I believe Ghost revealed everything to her shortly after. You remember when Paz showed up at the club and she overheard Ramona overheard some of the things that Ghost was speaking with Paz about? I think then both of them revealed to each other about their past life somewhat. And that's when Ghost knew 100% that he could trust her with everything. And that's when he revealed his plan to her. Ramona would have been the perfect mix of Tasha and Angela. She knew both Ghost and James' sides and accepted fully, while Tasha or Angela accepted one side. Yes, absolutely. And that's kind of like what is like with Tariq's trio as well. Let's go ahead and tap in on with Tariq. He got Angela. I mean, he got Diana, Effie, and Lauren. He can't share both sides of his self with Lauren. Lauren is only going to accept the smart kid that she ended up falling for that she met in college. Diana been in the game her entire life. She's only going to accept that side. Now, after everything she's been to, she's going to only accept that side of him now. Effie will accept both because she knows that side and she wants to get out and be legit too. So I think Effie would be like Ramona when it comes to Tariq. Raina and Tariq are Jamie and Ghost. Hmm? The twins show the duality of James St. Patrick. So basically, you're saying Raina was the Jamie, the nice, good side of him, and Tariq turned out to be the ghost. I mean, I guess, you know, that's a good point about the twins. I never thought of it. I thought of that like yin and yang. Yeah, I never thought about it like that either. You got to do a video on what would have happened if Tommy would have unalived Ramona instead of Angela. Well, I mean, Ramona never would have got to the point that she got to if Angela was still around. So I don't know about that. Pretty sure Rashad knew who Ted Power was. Tariq lost all three of those women. He's coming with a new roster. I doubt it. Maybe I need to rewatch. Y'all giving Ramona a lot of credit for stuff I just don't see being new on the scene. Yeah, Ramona did a lot. I think you do need to go and do a rewatch, my love. Facts. I had that conversation with my girl over a year ago that Effie was the Ramona in Tariq's life. Yeah, she was. Well, she is because she's still alive. Sad part, we never gonna see 616 episode. Right, that shit's trash. How would power be different if Tariq was killed instead of Raina? We ain't even talking on this last topic, but hey, I'm enjoying this shit. So, uh, I don't know, bro. Like that should be wild if it was Tariq instead of Raina. I mean, obviously, you know, Ghost and Tommy and Tasha would have still ran amok. And I think Kanan would have been more hands on deck about it too. But After they finally got around to getting, let's say, Ray Ray or whoever, I don't see Raina turning into the monster that Tariq turned out to be. So, I mean, that way, at least Ghost would have for sure still been alive because there's no way Raina would have killed Ghost. Oh, excuse me, would have killed Ghost. Maybe she would have grew to hate Tasha though and took Tasha out. Maybe because Raina was a daddy's girl, and I think possibly Ghost would have had a child that actually would have made him proud and went to school and actually got her education and stuff like he wanted. But it would have definitely broke Ghost down that he don't have a living son anymore. He probably would have been trying to have another kid to get a son. No, she's right. You're hyping up Ramona so much when her and Ghost were just friends. Like they were not just friends as co-workers, bro. Stop it. Ramona was doing. There's no way in hell you're a co-worker. Y'all supposed to, like with some of y'all points. I got to come with stronger arguments than this. There, name me, and I want y'all to really think about this. Name me the just co-worker and friend that's willing to put her career on the line to help a drug dealing murderous motherfucker like Ghost. That she, if she didn't have no, and then she even sort of admitted and said that she already had feelings for somebody else, and then she looked towards the way, and Ghost was walking in. Don't make me bring out the Book of Power season 6 again. And then look at how she talked to Lorette Wash about Ghost being James being on the ticket with her as lieutenant governor. You don't do that shit for somebody that you don't have deep feelings for. It's funny that people say my theories come out of left field. I ever repeat a lot of the things I say. Ramona called James unstoppable. That's more than just a. Thank you, bro. Exactly. You ain't gonna be saying that shit for nobody that's just a damn co-worker to you. And then she checked Tasha too, if you can remember. When Tasha was coming at it and stuff like that, she was like, "Why don't you just let this go?" And then for the folks that were saying she was just a gold digger, opportunist, that shit didn't make no damn sense. Cause like I always tell them, if she was an opportunist, she would have went after Rashad Tate. That he was the biggest fish during that time. Why put your political career on the line? Keep in mind, her political career was already going down the drain because of what she went through with her husband. So she's gonna end up risking her career even more for just a co-worker. Come on, bro. Ramona in politics, that's all cover up dirt for a living. Calling her ghost soulmate is a huge stretch. You have no evidence to. I do. I made a whole damn video on it. I made a 41-minute video on it. I got a lot of evidence. They were just starting things when he got killed, though. So I don't see it as that deep with it. No, no. I mean, they didn't. Did they get as far as they could have gotten? Sure, they didn't. But they were definitely a match. It just didn't. And you ask me, that nigga still alive somewhere with her right now. That's the reason why we ain't seen her on screen. But wait till that nigga resurface. I'm gonna remember this shit. D and Tagara. We gonna get y'all ass. I'm telling you. Somebody said a 41-minute video of Cap. Rhoda has a crush on a married man. That's it, and that's all. It was a. You say what you want. You say whatever you want. That there was a match made in heaven, man. Ramona and Ghost needed each other too. Exactly, bro. Y'all folk got to stop this. Courtney Kim made a comment on Elite TV Instagram and said Dre was never getting his own show. Stop it. Yep, and that's the thing. They was planning on smashing. Don't make me bring out the book again. They were definitely planning on smashing that night. And they probably still did. I'm telling you. That shit was just well, we'll, man, y'all. I don't know if y'all noticed, but I've been screaming almost 8 hours today. 8 motherfucking hours. Been on one today. God damn. Yeah, bro. I went to sleep 2 hours today, y'all. Literally, 2 fucking hours. Them folk do not be trying to get me on that, man. The ultimate plot twist would be Effie getting with Ghost when he comes back. Fuck out of here. That shit happened, but that would shock the world. And why would Ghost be with a young ass girl like that? That ain't even that's not under Ghost umbrella. That don't sound like something Ghost would do. Oh, will we see a Kanan hallucination in book 4? I think it is a good possibility. I'll give it I'll say 65% chance of it. Because I believe in that chair, you know what I'm saying? That scene of somebody being in that chair and that Tommy was looking at was absolutely, it had to have been, either right here. They should have go ahead and pop up. Come on. Scream y'all tripping right now. Anyways, the scene when he was looking at somebody that's sitting in the chair, it was either a hallucination scene of Kanan, or that shit could have turned out to be Ghost. I'm hoping for Ghost, but it might be too. It might be Kanan. But I am gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up though, people. I think Force is coming strong. Are you going live each after? Hell yeah! After every last motherfucking episode, I'm gonna be like, you should do a watch party for the first episode of Force. If I figured out a way to do it without them flagging me, I would. But I don't know a way I can do that because they're gonna hit me with a copyright. Like if I If I was to use it this way and then, put up a video like this, I think I could possibly get past what's that? Yeah, like if I did it like this, like if I put it half screen like that or something like that, and let it play, it would probably get past the stars copyright part, maybe. But they're absolutely going to hit me with the, you know, they're gonna definitely hit me with the music they're coming at. The music copyright gonna hit me. Do it in Discord. I'm not too familiar with Discord. I got a Discord channel. I do have one. I just don't. I'm not familiar with how to use that shit like that. Stay support game 2026. Stay confused because he say never believe Courtney Kemp. Then I always say Courtney Kemp is gospel. One of the mods do what? Now, what I could do, I don't know if they're gonna kick me out if I try to do it though. They might kick and boot me for the video, like shut it down. But I could do it and scream it, but I won't get nothing for it. But just to do it for the for the peeps and for the fans and stuff like that wants to watch it, I could do it like that. Maybe that's possible. Yeah, that's another option too, Razul. We do the watch party. I watch it, but I'm just having the live stream and we have reactions together. You know, but don't actually show it. Yeah, that's what I said. We ain't even touched on that last topic really like that. But it's all good. We had fun with that one. Can I use Rumble? I'm familiar with Rumble, but I don't. Well, I know what it is. I'll say that, but I'm not sure how it works. If somebody wants to let me know how Rumble works and it allows you to do it, then shit, hell yeah. Well, yeah, we can do it like that. Like if Rumble don't, if we can't use Rumble to play the thing, I'll just go live with it, and put up a screen similar to this, and then we just watch it together. Everybody else watching on their own source or whatever. Yeah, so yeah, I guess that's how we'll do it. I probably start doing it for every episode. Shit, long as I'm actually on time and stuff like that, go live and do it. Soon as that 12 o'clock strike,